Hello everyone, I'm Kalen North and welcome back to Spirit Island. Today we're going to be going for an achievement from the Nature Incarnate expansion that just came out. We're going to be trying to unearth a Merciless Horde, which is add marked beasts in 3 different lands in a single turn. So the way that this is going to happen, of course, is the major power unearth a beast of wrathful stone. Our plan is going to be to draft a bunch, try and get unearth, and just play it a bunch of times. If we play it on 3 separate turns, we've got to make sure we've got ravage and build actions in the targeted lands so that the beasts all pop out at the same time. If we can repeat it a bunch of times, we can potentially just target lands where nothing is going to happen, and then it'll all pop out very easily. So to do this, we're going to set up a 4-spirit combo. We're going to be playing a very cheesy team in many ways. Spreader Rampant Green and Might Earth is going to enable us to do some proliferation shenanigans on turn 1. Serpent and Memory is going to enable us to do some proliferation shenanigans on turn 2. And we're just going to go to town with it as best we can. We're going to play with Branch and Claw, Jagged Earth, Nature Incarnate, and events all turned on. We could turn events off, and that might make it easier, but I think it's going to be more fun with events on. Adversary, I was thinking about maybe doing like an England 3 or 4 for this, but I don't know that that's actually going to help so much as it's going to just be annoying. So we're just going to play on base difficulty and see what happens. Now, I've not gotten this achievement before, so this is somewhat new for me, and may or may not work well. We'll see. All right, Invaders exploring the sands. Oh, that's going to be... There's a fun Elemental Aegis target, potentially. Land 8. Although land 7 on board D is a little tricky. But I think we can make that work. So, Serpent's going to start by drafting a major. Start us off. None of these are particularly going to be useful for us. Let's probably take Trees Radiate Celestial Brilliance. The defend and the skip could be useful. Might be kind of handy. So let's take that. Let's forget Gift of Flowing Power. And we'll add a presence. I'm definitely going to add a presence to land 8 on board C. Just try and hit this quadruple defend, because then green can just do crazy other things this turn and doesn't need to pay any attention to its board. We can let C2 blight even, and we'll be fine. Green is going to gain a power. We're going to gain a minor on green rather than a major right away. Oh boy, I don't know that any of those are particularly compelling here. Probably Seer Anger into the Wildlands is my pick, just because it'll let me ping a bunch of towns with greens left innate if I take it. It's not the strongest card in there by a decent margin, but I think it'll be the most useful here. And then green is going to grow. Let's see. We don't really need to stay on green's board, so let's hop over towards. Do we want to hop over towards board C? We could try and get closer to land 2. Yeah, let's go into land 3 here. I can't actually get over to those lands, so let's go to land 3 and maybe set up for something there. We could alternatively go over to land 6 on board D and get some extra defend down on D7. That actually might be better. Let's do that instead. Excuse me. We are changing plans. So we'll get that with green's right innate next turn. We're going to play Gift of Proliferation. We're going to play Absorb Essence. Memory is going to take a draft and then try Boon of Ancient Memories. We'll see. Or actually, do I want a Boon of Ancient Memories? Because I kind of want to get some more elements with Observe the Ever-Changing World. Let's do that. Let's not take a draft on Memory just right away. We'll instead take some energy and get some extra card plays. 2 card plays, and I want Memory to be able to defend in land 3, I think. So let's go into land 2 on board B. We're kind of concentrating in the mountains. Oh, wait. That growth option is only range 1. Never mind. We're going to go into land 4. And that'll get us some defend. Except we can't actually observe the ever-changing world, or study the invader's fears, rather. I mean, we can play it. We just can't use it unless we actually go into like land 6 or something like that. You know what? Let's do that instead. That'll be better. We can at least get the fear. And then see what our fear card is. And then Earth is going to go ahead and gain some energy and play the Draw Rituals combo to copy Gift of Proliferation this turn. So let's go and have Earth jump over to Green's board. And we will play Draw the Fruitful Earth. I believe that's everything, so let's see here. We want to play Rituals of Destruction, get +1 damage this turn. I don't know exactly where we're going to use that, but we will figure out a place. There's probably going to be a number of possible targets for it. I mean, worst case scenario, we can hit D7 in order to make Green's extra defend unnecessary there. Now, we want to observe the ever-changing world somewhere that we're going to get at least a couple of peace movements. So probably land 5 would be good here, because we can have Earth proliferate into land 7 and then land 5. And maybe we'll get something else over there. I don't know. We might have like a Draw the Fruitful Earth kind of thing or something. So observe the ever-changing world. We're not going to learn the Invader's Tactics. And then we will Gift Proliferation on Earth. Go top track here because we really just need the energy. Gift Proliferation on Earth again. Go on into there and give a plant marker to Memory. Study the Invader's Fears. We get to see each player adds a strife and a land with the Han. That's kind of nice. Absorb Essence is going to go on to Memory, which is a little unnecessary for the, as far as the element goes, but hey, you know, we're going to get it. So let's lose our Sacred Site for now, and we will gain, it doesn't matter, let's just take an Earth. I guess we could have done Share Secrets of Survival instead of Study the Invader's Fears and just gotten the extra moon element off of Absorb Essence. But we didn't, so that's fine. And now we have a nice little Defend 3, which does nothing, so let's just Defend 3 somewhere. Alright, Invaders build in the sands. We get another plant marker, which we will need for the proliferation here momentarily. Alright, Wetlands Explore. So, let's see here. If Earth goes ahead and grabs stuff into land 5 with Draw the Fruitful Earth, is there somewhere better to do it? I mean, we could do it in land 7, and then we have a 6 damage Rituals of Destruction, which is kind of cool, and it stops a couple of builds. But we don't need to be that proactive here. Like we can slow roll this a little bit. So, oh, except we can't actually Rituals of Destruction in land 5. What am I saying? But we could get 2 Dahan in there, which would be kind of nice for defense purposes. So let's go ahead and do that. We won't gather any Explorers, but we will gather 2 Dahan and get another element here for Memory. We are going to prepare probably another plant. Or no, let's start preparing Animal. Now, Rituals of Destruction, I want to use over on, I think, D7. We'll deal 3 damage to the city and call it a day. Serpent Rouses in Anger isn't going to really do anything anywhere, so hey, just use it somewhere. Boon of Ancient Memories, we want Serpent to keep drafting. We're going to probably cycle out Trees Radiate Celestial Brilliance and see what new major we can get. Unrelenting Growth is cool. Walls of Rock and Thorn is cool. Actually, Trees and Stones Speak of War is cool. These are all interesting powers. Probably for the sake of maximizing draft potential, Unrelenting Growth is the one I want to take here. Yeah, let's just do that. And we will forget a power. We're not going to pay 2 energy because we need that energy for next turn. All right, so Serpent is going to reclaim cards and put a presence. Let's move the. I kind of actually like all my presence where it is, so let's just leave it there. Add presence to a non-blighted land. We're going to hop over to probably somewhere that can defend a lot of wetlands. Oh, actually, maybe that's our answer, is actually we hop into... Yeah, let's do that instead. So undo that. Undo the move of presence. We'll move this presence here, and then we'll place a new presence into C8. And then we want to play Elemental Aegis and absorb Essence. Wonderful powers. Very broken. Lots of fun. Then let's go to Earth. Earth can either take a major this turn, or we can reclaim and set up another draw rituals. I think we might as well take the major this turn, because we have a fair bit of flexibility, and we could. Do we want to, yeah, I think I want to dig for the major on Earth here. We might give up Guard the Healing Land for said major. Or maybe we'll give, well, Year of Perfect Stillness is potentially useful for a combo later. So let's go ahead and gain a major, and we'll decide in a moment what we're going to actually give up. All right, I kind of like flocking Red Talons here. Try and clean up, get a lot of beasts concentrated and starting to push things around. Pyroclastic Flow is fun, but I don't think going to be the most useful here. I guess we could like clear land 5 with it, or land 6, although that would blight land 6. We don't want to like accelerate winning too much, so these two aren't very good for us. Let's take Flocking Red Talons. We'll forget Guard the Healing Land, yeah. And then, do I want to go to 7 energy so I can play both of these? Am I even in a wetland with Earth? I don't think I am. So, never mind. We're just going to play Year of Perfect Stillness this turn. So let's go ahead and work our way down our card plays track. Let's set up a Sacred Site in land 5. Year of Perfect Stillness. And then green is going to set up... Let's see. We'll probably defend D4 with green, and so I need a Sacred Site over there, which can pretty easily be, whoops, I do not want to reclaim cards, excuse me. Let's get a Sacred Site there, and then place a presence and get an extra card play. Let's go into, so they're going in the wetlands next. Let's just double up in this wetland in land 5. Then we'll play Overgrow and a Knight. We'll play... Oh, we could do some fun things with Overgrow and a Knight and Sear Anger into the Wildlands and stem the flow of fresh water, potentially. But we would need presence in land 2 instead of land 5. Although we can just hit some of these wetlands. Except we're going to defend all of those, so maybe that's not actually worth it then. I think I'm going to skip Stem the Flow of Fresh Water, but with Overgrow and a Knight, I can actually, instead of putting my extra jungle presence there, let's go ahead and put this in. Let's put one more presence in. Because I want to get over to land 5, kind of. Or, well, let's go to D1. We can just solve D1. That'll be nice. Then add a presence to land 6. And then Sear Anger into the Wildlands plus Overgrow and a Knight will solve D1. We can stem the flow of fresh water somewhere, but I don't think we need to. So let's go ahead and Fields Choked with Growth. Because I don't think we're going to be able to concentrate our damage quite enough. All right, now Memory needs to do some elemental teachings and share secrets of survival. So we probably want to, let's see, we've gotten the 2 there. Do I want to gain a power card on Memory? No, I want us to make a Sacred Site. So I guess we'll gain some more energy and go for top track here. So we have a lot more energy. Let's go ahead and put that in land 6. Oh, wait. No, I should put that in land 4. What am I doing? Because we're going to proliferate with... No, wait. Proliferate is in the slow. What am I saying? Okay. This is fine. This is fine. Play these two. And then that should be everything for this turn. So... Year of Perfect Stillness. Let's stop this wetland build, I think. Learn the invaders' tactics and share secrets of survival. Oh, what do I want to do with that? We could spend the air on that, but I don't think we need to. Absorb essence. We're gonna hit memory anyway, so let's absorb memory. We'll absorb here. We'll give memory another moon element so that it can use observe the ever-changing world. And then we want to see which pieces change. So let's probably do land 4, I think, for observe the ever-changing world. And then we will share secrets of survival there. Do not spend marker. Gather 2 Dahanin. And prepare... Let's prepare another Earth. We will Elemental Teachings on Serpent. We want to prepare a plant. And then we're going to discard the Earth and 2 plants to get level 2 of Serpent Wakes in Power, which... we should have, yep, 2 memory presence absorbed. Serpent is going to Elemental Aegis over here for a lot of defense. Green is going to defend here for a little bit. And green is going to overgrow in a night. Where's green going to overgrow in a night? Let's overgrow in a night in land 5. Because then we can just stop that build. That'll let us hit 3 card plays again next turn. Learn the invaders' tactics. We want to defend here for 3. I think that's everything. Well, hopefully that worked. All right, investigation of dangers. We're going to add explorers everywhere, and then beasts are going to eat explorers everywhere. Let's throw an explorer in here, and an explorer in here for sure, and an explorer in here for sure, and then on this board, let's go into land 7. Each beast is going to destroy an explorer. Very nice. And rouse the spirits. Yeah, that's not doing anything, I think. And then here, we did take a blight, but that's okay. We took a blight there. Here we clear town. We're going to prepare another plant marker for memory. Let's prevent that build there. Suppose that was actually a little unnecessary for defending these 3 lands. Oh well. So jungles are building. So we could actually do something else this turn where we deal with a jungle using green and then use fields choked with growth. Yeah, let's sear anger into the wildlands here, and then creepers tear into mortar for 2 damage. And then fields choked with growth we'll use on D1, push the town out, push it into the jungle in D2, and then Serpent is going to Waken Power. So we will add a presence to probably B8. Hop over there and get closer to somewhere where we can AoE a bunch of jungles. I'm thinking of trying to get towards D4, basically. Or maybe B7. Both of those are kind of nice for potential elemental aegises in a couple of turns. let's go into there, and then memory gets to go, and I'll have memory go into D4 because we can, and D4 is going to be is going to give us another marker then, element marker. So let's go ahead and get 2 energy. We'll prepare another plant marker. I don't know that we need quite this many plant, but it could be helpful. So, all right, Serpent rouses in anger. Now here we can deal with C5. Is probably our best bet. We could actually deal with a city potentially, but I don't think there's any cities that we care about enough. That Serpent has presence in. I suppose Serpent could have prolifed into C2 instead, but we're not trying to win the game that fast. We're trying to just, you know, get our combo off, which we need to keep digging for. So we've started out our cheese squad pretty effectively here. Green is going to reclaim this turn. We'll go ahead and gain a major on green. Still nothing. I mean, lots of useful things, but still no Unearth a Beast of Wrathful Stone. Did we take... Yeah, we did take Flocking Red Talons. So Insatiable Hunger to the Swarm could actually be kind of funny to combo with that. I'm inclined more to take Solidify Echoes of Majesty Past, though. Just because that's a very powerful one. Let's do that. Let's take Solidify Echoes of Majesty Past. And we'll go ahead and forget... so we want Sun, Moon, and Earth. We have Sun, we have Moon, we don't have Earth. We can probably forget Stem the Flow. Again, we're trying to sort of more stall the game out right now than we are trying to rapidly win. So let's go to 3 card plays. We'll grow into a jungle or wetland. Let's go into this jungle in D2. That'll be useful. Let's see here. Serpent needs to reclaim again, I believe, because I'm not going to get my reclaim 1 this turn. That'll be next turn. And we want to defend from A4. And we want to... Do we want to just make that a sacred site, maybe? We could do that. We could make that a sacred site. So let's make that a sacred site. And then we'll add a presence, getting our any element. Let's go into B7. So we can gain an element. I'm not going to gain that now because I want to math out exactly what I need to do to get another proliferation off of Serpent and Memory. So let's reclaim cards on Memory. We'll go to 3 energy, prepare an element marker. We could try and go for some more card plays at some point soon, but I'm not super worried about that yet. So let's get that, and then we will prepare... Let's prepare an Earth, because Serpent is going to need Earth, Plant, Plant, although it has the any, so it could do it with just Earth and Plant. How close are we to level 3 there? 3 fire, 3 water. No, we only have 2 water, 2 earth. That's too many elements away. We're not going to be able to get to that probably. Let's see. So this turn, wetlands are ravaging. Serpent's going to defend these 3. This one's fine. This one's fine. This one's fine. These 2 are not fine. But we can change that pretty quickly here. I think if we play Share Secrets of Survival and Boon of Ancient Memories, we'll be pretty happy here. And Earth is going to, I think, reclaim this turn and play maybe 3 cards. Can we repeat Absorb Essence? That would be really nice if we could. Yeah, I think we can. I think we can just barely make that happen. So let's go ahead and try that. Earth will make, let's see, we got Sacred Site there, Sacred Site there. Let's set up a Sacred Site here. And then we'll play Draw Rituals, and we will drop Year of Perfect Stillness off of our Innate. That gain of power would be really nice, but I think that being able to repeat Absorb Essence is actually a lot nicer, because then we can absorb probably Earth twice, and then have really nice proliferation off of Serpent here. And then green is going to play 3 cards. Let's play... actually, maybe we save Gift of Proliferation for next turn? No, we play Gift of Proliferation. What am I saying? Field's choked with growth, and I think Sear Anger into the Wildlands is going to be the more interesting one here than Overgrown and Night. Just because getting more Badlands down could be useful. We're going to try and do something in land D2, I think. So I suppose we could avoid playing Fields Choked with Growth, but it seems worthwhile. There's not really a good spot that we need to defend, though. So we could play Overgrown a Night and then do a Badlands plus Innate in D2. That would hit our Innate twice for 4 damage to take out the city at least. I think that's probably good. So, with all of that said, let's start with our Absorb Essence, I think. Let's see. We want to... Actually, do we want to proliferate Memory? Or do we want to proliferate Serpent? Serpent is at, I think, 5 presence? 5 of 8, yeah. We can get our Reclaim 1, which would get us to the Earth element next turn, which would be really nice. Let's see here. So let's start by doing this. We'll play Year of Perfect Stillness, get +1 damage. And then Gift of Strength is, I'm pretty sure, gonna... Yeah, that's gonna go on to Serpent, so that we can absorb Essence twice. Serpent is going to get a bunch of energy off of that, which will be amazing. Let's absorb... Yeah, let's absorb Earth twice. So... Actually, before we absorb Earth... I think land... Is Earth in a jungle? Earth is in this jungle. So we want to observe the ever-changing world in this jungle, I think. And we want to share Secrets of Survival in B1? No, in B6. So we'll share Secrets of Survival in B6 and defend in B6. And then we don't have to worry about trying to threshold it. So let's go here. We'll spend a moon to get that. We'll absorb Essence from Earth. That'll eat the presence. Earth gets an extra... Oh, actually, if we did that sequencing differently, we can get Earth a draft. I need to undo a bunch of times. Apologies. Let's see here. We want to not play Year of Perfect Stillness yet. We want to absorb Essence on Earth first. No, we want to observe the ever-changing world first. So spend a moon. Now we absorb Essence on Earth. Absorb this presence. Earth gains a plant. And then that means that memory... Oh, I didn't play Elemental Teachings. What am I doing? That's what I need to actually be doing this turn. Okay. I am apparently out of it. So Elemental Teachings, we won't bother with Share Secrets of Survival. This will be fine. Elemental Teachings gets us what we need for Serpent. This will be great. Okay. Observe the ever-changing world here. Absorb Essence on Earth. Absorb this presence. Earth gains a plant. Memory gains a... let's gain an animal marker. Elemental Aegis. No, we don't want Elemental Aegis yet. We want to... Earth moves. Now we play Year of Perfect Stillness. We take the +1 damage. And now we can gain a new major on Earth. Which we will do, and we'll replace Flocking Red Talons. And none of these are really too important. Exaltation of the Incandescent Sky is an insane card. But none of these are what we actually care about for getting our, You know, let's like, take exaltation and then forget exaltation, because we can not worry about it. Then Gift of Strength on Serpent, so that Serpent can absorb Earth one more time. We'll absorb this presence in B7, and Earth gets, I guess, another Earth element. Doesn't matter too much because, you know, the repeat doesn't matter here. Or we already got the repeat that we needed. Elemental Aegis here. Elemental Teachings on Serpent. We'll give it Earth Plant again. We'll prepare another plant element and then discard Earth Plant. Gift of Proliferation. We probably should use on Memory because Memory's kind of low on presence. Let's defend here. Overgrow in a night. We could actually get land 8 and stop that from building. So that seems good. Let's get a plant element. Not that we really need it. And then Gift of Proliferation. I think Serpent was actually the one I wanted to target with that, because then we can hit that Earth element next turn. Right? Because our track limit, yeah, we're at 11 now. So that's plenty of room. Serpent will Gift of Proliferation, and we'll add the Reclaim. Actually, do we want the water? Nah, Reclaim 1. Let's go ahead and do that. That gets us another marker on Memory. So let's take another Earth. And what am I forgetting? A Year of Perfect Stillness. Oh wait, what are we at? We're at 3, 3, 2. Never mind. I'm wrong. We want Gift Proliferation for the water element, because then Serpent can use its any as a plant, and we get the 3rd level of Serpent Wakes in Power, which is really nice. Although we don't have anyone else with 3 absorbed presence, that's still going to be pretty good. Earth can skip the Ravage in B1, I guess, because that's the only land that's blighting, I think, this turn. So let's do that. Alright, in each land with at least 2 explorers, push 1 to an adjacent land without invaders. I guess that can go to this sand here, and Memory gets its 3rd marker. So let's gain another animal. Alright, Distant Hunt. On each board we push a beast to an adjacent land with no blight, and then deal 1 damage there. So let's push this beast to here and deal a damage to the city so we can clear the city. Let's push this beast to... let's push it to this mountain, just kill that explorer. This beast can go to that sand, kill that explorer. And this beast can go to nowhere in particular. I guess we can damage this town. We get some extra defend. Let's take out the city. Alright, jungle builds, doesn't build, jungle builds, lots of jungles build. Here... Oh, actually, we were going to defend that with Aegis. That's fine. We could set up the Aegis down here instead. In which case I should probably let this build. So let's allow the build. Alright, invaders explore the sands. Alright, Boon of Ancient Memories. Let's go ahead and give that to Serpent first. Or actually, we can gain a major without forgetting on Serpent first. So let's do that. I don't think there's anything else we need to do before this happens. So let's Serpent Wakes in Power. People get energy. Serpent gets to proliferate. We will go into land 4 here, D4. And then Memory can go ahead and add a presence to let's go to land 5, I think, on its board. Just so that we're actually like doing something over here at some point. Yeah, we can do that. And then Earth can go ahead and get up, so we'll have 3 card plays next turn, be able to do more copying of things. And we'll go into land. Let's go into B4. I think that'll be all right. And then Serpent is gaining a major. Wow, let's, I guess, take Unlock the Gates. I mean, that'll get us more powers potentially. Yeah. Boon of Ancient Memories on Serpent. Let's gain another major. Oh, hey, Pent-Up Calamity's fun. Sleep and Never Waken is a nice action skip. Let's take Sleep and Never Waken. And then we'll pay 2 energy because Serpent is filthy rich. Yeah. So then green is going to go to Badlands there. Creepers tear into mortar, deal 2 damage. Creepers tear into mortar, deal 1 damage. Draw of the Fruitful Earth. I think I kind of want to do draw rituals here. Because we have +2 damage. And we can pull in the Explorers from land 3, so that doesn't become a problem. Oh, let's grab both of them. Let's grab 2 Dahan. And then Rituals of Destruction. Deal 4 damage. And then that jungle is solved. What am I still missing? Serpent Rouses in Anger. We probably want to use that. We don't need to use it over in these jungles because we're going to defend there. We could use it in this sand, I suppose. Yeah, let's do it. Stop a city build. All right, so we need to keep drafting. Serpent has its Reclaim 1 now, and we've probably absorbed Essence enough. Although if we can absorb a little more Essence and get that 3rd tier of the Innate again, that would be really nice. So yeah, let's actually aim for that. So let's reclaim on Serpent. We will go into, let's see, Sands are ravaging next. So let's move a presence back into the Sands from there. They're not the Sands, but the area that touches 4 Sands. Then we'll add a presence, getting the Earth element, and let's just make a Sacred Site here, I think. I don't know that it's going to make a big difference where we go, so. And we'll play Elemental Aegis and absorb Essence. Earth is going to reclaim cards, go to 3 card plays, have a ton of energy, play 3 cards. We don't even need to pay for the extra 1 on Earth moves with Vigor and Might. Which, yeah, that'll be useful. So then Earth can go into, you know, let's hop over towards lands 1 and 3 here, because one of those might need some help. Let's go into land 6. And we'll play Draw the Fruitful Earth, Rituals of Destruction, and we can't play both of these, so I guess Year of Perfect Stillness again. If we get the extra element, the extra plant element, we could get Gift of Strength. Well, we don't need to, because we're going to just copy Absorb Essence. And now, so Serpent is going to need, what do we have? We have 3 fire, 3 water, 3 earth. We need a bunch of plant. So let's take a plant, and we'll get more plant in a minute. Green could draft here, or could just reclaim. I think reclaiming is probably better than gaining energy. So let's reclaim cards, because green will get up to 2 energy this turn, so it'll at least be able to play something. We'll take another major, see if we can get, nope, not what we wanted. Oh goodness, none of these are very interesting. Let's take Garf for the memes and then forget it. So then we'll get to 2 energy, and green I think wants to go into, probably also into this area over here. So let's go ahead and go into land A3. And then we can overgrow in a night and field stroked with growth and sear anger into the wildlands. So that should be enough to defend one of those, and then Earth can, I guess, Year of Perfect Stillness another. Now we do want to get 2 plant elements on Serpent, so we want to reclaim, I think, with memory here. Do we get to our... No, we can't get to our reclaim one this turn. So let's just go ahead and reclaim normally. Do we want to go to 3 card plays? That is potentially useful. I think I'd rather get up to the reclaim 1 spot. So that we can do some shenanigans with that. Let's play Boon of Ancient Memories and Elemental Teachings. And I think that's everything. Oh, yes, I can prepare an element marker. Let's prepare a plant, because we need those. All right, so we're gonna absorb essence on Earth. Well, let's start by going Year of Perfect Stillness over here. Stop that ravage. We will overgrow in a night here for green. Let's go ahead and get. Let's leave flexibility. We can go to the 4 card plays next turn if we need to, or we can take the other plant element. Let's see. Absorb Essence we want to do on Earth, but I think I want to target Observe the Ever-Changing World first. So let's observe the Ever-Changing World in land B4, I guess. Yeah, because that land's going to change at least a couple times. So then we'll absorb Essence on Earth, absorb that presence, gain a plant, and then we can have memory, gain a... What kind of marker do we want? Let's gain another Earth marker. Jungles are ravaging. So let's see. We need to... Earth moves with vigor and might. We could actually play Flocking Red Talons, but I don't want to because we don't need to, I think. Also, I'm not in any wetlands still because we're going to skip playing the card. We'll just gain a major. I don't think any of these are going to do too much for us. I guess Transformative Sacrifice is the one to take. We'll forget Flocking Red Talons. Gift of Strength on Serpent, who has absorbed 3 Earth and now needs to absorb a 3rd memory presence. So let's do that. Memory is going to gain a... It doesn't matter what element they gain. Like, let's just gain a moon on them, I guess. We will grab a presence from this wetland because it's more central. And oh my goodness, memory has a lot of energy. Learn the Invader's Tactics. Doesn't really have a good target. So let's put it on land 8 just in case something goes wrong there. Elemental Aegis here. Oh, nothing's gonna go wrong. Nothing's gonna go that wrong. Actually, what might go wrong is we might get +1 damage, in which case we should learn the Invader's Tactics over here on B4, so we don't get a Blight Cascade. And then we can Elemental Aegis, get all 3 of those jungles defended. Land 4 there is not the prettiest, but that's okay. Serpent needs 2 more plant elements and not really anything else. So 2 more plant elements. So let's target Serpent, let's gain a plant, let's discard 2 plants, and give them... Yep, everyone gets to gain a major power this turn. And by everyone, I mean everyone except green. Poor green. Green, though, is going to all-enveloping green, land 3. Sacred Site's under threat. 6 land, spend 18 for all. I do not want to remove the blight stuff, so let's guard yourself. We can probably stand to forget a number of things or discard a number of things. What are we at? We have 5 so far. So, is there anything? No one has anything in their discards. That's great. We could just forget Unrelenting Growth and unlock the gates, because we're going to gain some more stuff pretty soon here. So that'd be 18. Although memory also has 14 energy, so we can just pay a bunch of energy. So let's just discard things. Let's discard that. Discard that. Skip. Let's go ahead and discard that, because you're going to reclaim Earth. Skip. And then that gets us to 11. So I guess we'll just have memory pay 7 more. Because we have so much. All right, choose for me, and let's just deal 2 damage everywhere. So we take out that town. Deal 2 damage, deal 2 damage, deal 2 damage. I don't know why it's asking me so much, honestly. All right, each beast generates a fear if invaders are present and moves otherwise. 1, 2, those go both work. And then here, let's move them into the wetland. And here, let's move them into, sure, also the wetland. Let's just concentrate them a little bit. 3 of our spirits gain a minor power. So Earth gains probably Gift of Power. Yeah, let's gain Gift of Power. Green gains Lure of the Unknown is pretty solid. And Serpent gains, let's go Gold's Allure. I think Gold's Allure would be nice. Each player adds a strife in a land with the Han. That is gonna not be all that useful. So I guess let's double strife this one. And strife this one, and strife this one. We will allow the Ravage. Click an element to prepare it. Let's get another plant, because we're burning through those. I took a blight there, that's right. We will allow that Ravage. They will build in the sands. And explore in the jungles again. Okay, and that'll get us another plant element. All right, let's see here. Let's see here. I'm gonna start by Boon of Ancient Memories on Serpent. See what we get. None of these are super thrilling right now. I guess let's take Flow Like Water, Reach Like Air. Might be kind of useful. And we will pay 2 energy for sure. And then we're going to Serpent Wakes in Power. Is there anything I do before that? I don't think so. So Serpent is going to go up to, do we want 4 card plays or 6 energy right away? Let's go to 4 card plays, because then we can get our Reclaim 1 next turn and start actually like playing Unrelenting Growth. Maybe. I'm not sure if that's actually going to be good here or not. So we've got a Sand Ravage coming up. We've already got Presence, I think, in the spots that matter for that. No, we don't. Let's put a Presence in land 2, because then we can nuke that, potentially. Memory, we'll get the Reclaim 1, and then we can get the discard 2 element markers for +1 card play next turn. Let's reclaim, let's place our Presence in... Let's have Memory grow towards its coast a little bit. Let's get into land 4. And then Earth gets to place a presence, and Earth is going to go... Let's go make a sacred site in land 6. Serpent summoning beneath the island gains Power Storm. That's great. We wanted Power Storm. Memory gains... Oh... I don't know. Let's green weave together the fabric of place. There it is. Unearth the Beast of Wrathful Stone. All right. We finally gained it. Oh, boy. Let's have Serpent Rouse and Anger here. Take out the city. Push the town away. Let's push it into... Oh, let's push it into land 5, where we can hold on to it for a little while. Green has the potential to drop a Badlands somewhere. Where does it have presence that might be useful? Because we've got one level. Okay, we have one level of Creepers tear into Mortar. So let's actually just use that in here, and we can throw the Badlands in. I don't know. Let's throw it. Let's throw it into. Do we have any like really built up lands? Not really. We'll Sear Anger into the Wildlands. Let's toss it into this jungle here, and when field is choked with a growth, we can push 3 to Han. Where do we want to nuke with Rituals of Destruction and draw the Fruitful Earth? Maybe over here. Get these jungles taken care of. Let's grab those 2 explorers. Let's grab those 2 Dahan. And then we will... Rituals of Destruction there. Kind of overkill. And push... Field choked with growth. Let's push... this town out of this sand. No, that's useless because we were gonna AoE defend there. So let's push a different town somewhere. There isn't really anywhere else to push it down. So let's push some Dahan. Let's get this Dahan from over here into this land, so that we can actually counterattack more effectively there. All right, and I'm gonna have to actually pause here. I'll either upload the rest of this as a separate video or stitch this together with the next video. But I need to go, and I've just run out of time. I don't know if you heard my alarm in the background there. But thank you all for watching this far, and hopefully I'll either be back in a second here or I'll be back in a couple of days. Take care, everyone. And we're back. Hello, everyone. I'm Kalen North, and we're going to keep going on this. You all know who I am. Presumably, you've been watching this video so far. But we just finished up a turn in this game to try and get the 3 Unearth the Beast of Wrathful Stone triggers in different lands. And now we're going to try and go for actually thresholding it and repeating it twice. We have, I think, a few good targets potentially for where to actually target or where to hit with it. Lands 8, 6, and 1. 1 and 6 on board B, and lands 8 on board C are all in range of Earth's sacred sites and are not going to be doing anything this invader phase, so those will all be fine targets. In order to actually get that to work, we've got to get Earth. Let's see, Earth will have plenty of energy, so let's go ahead and reclaim cards, because Earth is going to try and give itself a repeat, I think, here. We will go ahead and grow into, does it matter where we grow? Not so much. So let's go ahead and just put a presence in. Let's hop over to board A. A1. Why not? Doesn't make much difference. So we're going to unearth the Beast of Wrathful Stone. We want to get as many of these elements as we can, just naturally. So we're not going to get the 3 animal. We'll have to get that from either Snake, Absorb Essence, or from Elemental Teachings on Memory. Probably Elemental Teachings. But we will hit all the other elements up for it. So then we just need to try and hit as much of our innate as we can. So we need sun, earth, and plant. So let's go for... I guess it doesn't make a difference. We want to save enough energy to actually replay Rituals or Underneath or at least Wrathful Stone off Power Storm. So we need to save at least 2 energy. So let's play Gift of Power then to finish that off. Yeah, so then we'll give Earth a sun element, which we have not prepared, but we can prepare shortly, and an animal element, which we have prepared plenty of. Let's see. So memory is going to go ahead and reclaim elemental teachings. I guess we could gain a power card, or we could just not worry about it too much and just gain some energy. Let's gain a power card. Memory has quite a few options here. So let's gain a minor now that we have the major we need. I'm just thinking if we get Gift of Nature's Connection or Elemental Boon randomly, it could be helpful, but we don't have those, so that's fine. Scream Disease into the Wind for plus range, maybe? I don't know that any of these are going to be all that relevant. So let's take that. And then we'll have Memory grow. This is a range 2 option, I believe. Double click there, sorry. Let's have Memory just grow over to this land here. That'll be fine. And then Memory plays Elemental Teachings. Is going to prepare a sun marker. And then we might as well discard some of the spare markers we've got to get a 3rd card play. Yeah, this is just overkill regardless of what we're doing here. So let's discard 2 of these earth markers. Get an extra card play, and do we want to Threshold Weave together the Fabric of Place? We need a way to actually win the game at some point here, which we will do shortly. But for now, sands are going to Ravage. Is there a sand where we could do something effective with Memory? I'm not sure I see one, but we could. Let's just study the Invader's Fears. It gives us the extra the threshold and observe the ever-changing world. Serpent, we are going to be able to reclaim 2 and have 5 card plays this turn, so that's hilarious. Let's complement that by gaining another power card, I think. We might be able to threshold Power Storm, which would be kind of funny. We just need an extra air element, which we have plenty of available. So, not reclaim cards. What am I doing? Gain a power card. Let's gain a minor. And I guess Desiccating Winds has air on it. We'll have plenty of air anyway. So let's take Favor of the Sun and Starlit Dark would solve or get close to solving. No, C2 is actually kind of a problem there. Do we have a good solution to that? We could just take Sky's Herald the Season of Return and that would do it. So let's add our presence to... let's just hop over onto board D, I guess. Go into D1. Doesn't make a big difference. And then we get to reclaim 2, so let's reclaim Unlock the Gates, and let's reclaim Elemental Aegis. That'll be useful. So we'll play Power Storm, we'll play Unlock the Gates of Deepest Power, which we won't quite threshold, I don't think, but we'll get darn close. But it'll really help us threshold Power Storm. Flow like water, reach like air, maybe? I wanted to do Sky's Herald the Season of Return. And then what elements are we missing? Oh, that does threshold Unlock the Gates. And then we could probably do Sleep and Never Waken. That'll give us a bunch of things to do. And a bunch of thresholds to hit. So, that's cool. Oh, we want to actually play Elemental Aegis, don't we? Never mind, we won't Sleep and Never Wake, we'll play Elemental Aegis. I should remember what I'm actually trying to do here. And then do we want to gain our any element right away? I think we are one shy of hitting the third tier of Serpent Wakes in power again. We just need a plant for it. So let's go ahead and grab that. And then we need to just do green quickly. Let's see, green can... Oh, do we want to just keep the powers we've got, or do we want to reclaim on green? We are at... We're going to get to plant element or 4 card plays this turn. Solidify Echoes of Majesty Past, we don't really care about. Let's just reclaim on green. We'll gain a minor, see if we get something useful. We didn't really, but that's okay. I guess Shorseath with Hatred? Or, well, Entrancing Apparitions could maybe solve a jungle somewhere. Let's see. Entrancing Apparitions, I think, is what I want to go for here. And then Place a Presence. Let's go for the 4th card play, I think. Do we have enough 0 costs to make that work? Yeah, we do. So we'll hop over onto Serpent's board and let's play a bunch of 0 costs. Oh, we could just lure the Unknown out of land to C2 and solve it that way. And let's see, do I want Overgrown on Night or Entrancing Apparitions? Let's do Entrancing Apparitions. That gets us a higher defend, which I guess we don't need. So maybe that's a pointless distinction. Yeah, that'll be fine. So let's finish playing cards. We don't have the threshold for this yet, but we will soon have the threshold for that. So Memory is going to get a little bit of fear. We get to see the top card of the deck. That's fine. Scream Disease into the Wind. Do I want... I think I want to just use this on... Well, I suppose if I use this on green, then they could defend land too. But we already have that solved, basically, so... Well, let's just do it anyway. Entrancing Apparitions can solve a couple of jungles over here. Pulling those explorers out of those. We'll skip adding the disease for that. All Enveloping Green will defend 2. Let's add the disease there. Then we want to... Oh, we need to actually do our combo here. So let's Elemental Teachings on Earth. We'll prepare let's prepare another Sun marker. We'll discard Sun. Okay, so Sun and Animal. And I think just those 2. Yeah, because we don't have any other thresholds we need to hit. So that will get us everything we need there. Unearth the Beast of Wrathful Stone. Let's use it there. Let's Gift of Strength Earth. Unearth the Beast of Wrathful Stone here in land 1. And then we will Power Storm Earth. Which we don't want to play another power card because we can't really afford one. But we can Unearth the Beast of Wrathful Stone, and we're going to do that here. Might as well get our damage boost. Yep, we can't play a card, but we can gain a minor. Sure, let's take Gift of Constancy. That's a great card. Serpent will use Elemental Aegis here. Guard a bunch of sands. We'll Sky's Herald the Season of Return here. Green gets a presence back, I guess. And we gather 2 Dahanin, and we push the Blight out. We'll shove it into this wetland. Probably should have actually set up Observe the Ever-Changing World earlier, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and do that just here in land 8. That'll be fine. Flow like water, reach like air. we get to move one presence to an adjacent land. Let's use that on memory, I think. Because then we can pull some stuff into B2 and try and like clear that next turn. Or actually, if we give the plus range to Earth, Earth could just draw the Fruitful Earth twice and then nuke the last city there. Then we just need to clear out all the towns. So, oh, and we have unlocked the gates. So we should probably do that on... Who could still use elements? Probably Serpent, honestly. So we'll self-target with that. Manifest Incarnation and Volcanic Eruption. Well, we can't afford to pay for either of those, but those are both very nice powers, potentially. Volcanic Eruption's kind of funny. Let's just do that, I think. And well, that's gonna kill a bunch of Dahan. Let's not do that. Let's take Manifest Incarnation. I will choose not to forget, and Serpent's not in any lands with cities. And can't get to any lands with cities particularly. Well, no, except we could do it at range. Let's not bother to play it. Flow like water, reach like air. So let's target Earth. Earth can push something. I don't think I really want to push anything though. Maybe pull a Dahan into another land somewhere, but let's skip that. We'll just use it for the plus range. Lure of the Unknown and Learn the Invader's Tactics. We're not going to learn the Invader's Tactics. Lure of the Unknown. Is there another jungle build we can stop? Yes, there is. We could just pull this Explorer from A3 into... I don't know, one of these lands. Pull it into there. And then finish using powers. Coastal Towns Multiply. Don't think that's going to do anything particularly bad. Oh, that is kind of annoying actually, that it will add a town to that land. We can add a town to this land and it'll clear still. I guess this land has to add it, and over here we can put it in, let's put it in this wetland. Alright, destroy 2 among lands with beasts. Coming of age, we get to add Dahan to lands without disease or blight. So let's add one there. Let's add one there. I guess we only have one choice here, so one there. And then on this board, let's put it in there in the sand. Each player chooses a different land with coastal land with Dahan, and each 1 per damage per Dahan. Okay. So that'll clear that land. That's 1. There are not a lot of coastal lands where that is a useful target. So I guess here, and we kill the town, and then choose a couple empty lands. Invaders ravaging the sands. Build in the jungles. Get a couple of cities, unfortunately. And explore the mountains. And now we should, at the end of the invader phase, a Beath of Wrathful Stone has been unearthed. Alright. Beath of Wrathful Stone. Let's push that to this wetland here. I think, or no, let's push it to this jungle, where it can do some damage. The Beast of Wrathful Stone has been unearthed. Oh, it gets bonus damage from Earth's innate, doesn't it? So let's push that to this mountain here. And that'll clear all of that. And then we get another one there. And there's the achievement. Unearth a Merciless Horde. Alright, and then let's push that guy into here. Alright, and then we get to prepare an element as memory. Let's prepare an Earth. Why not? And then these guys can each... Oh, wow, we get to do it again for each of these? That's kind of nuts. These two, though, kind of don't have anywhere to go because that board is empty. That's fine. So... Does it tell me which beast is which? So let's use this one. Let's push him over here. Let's use this one, push them to here. And let's use the other one and push it. Now this, I assume, is going to only do 2 damage this time. So, well, let's see here. If we go here... Nope, it kept the bonus damage. I don't know if that's actually intended behavior. But it did, so that's fine. Let's draw the Fruitful Earth here. Pull in some Dahan. And then let's draw the Fruitful Earth again. Pull in some more Dahan. Let's just pull 1 and more in. And then we will Rituals of Destruction there to clear that. And we have, where are the remaining buildings? There's some right here. Let's see. Creepers Tear into Mortar will take out that one, except we also have +1 range, I think. So we can probably Sear Anger into the Wildlands there. Then Creepers Tear into Mortar. Creepers Tear into Mortar. Is there still a town left somewhere that I'm just missing? We're at Terror 2. I don't... Oh, there it is. It's in C5. Which, great. Serpent can deal with that. Let's Rouse in Anger. 3 damage, and that should do it. All right. The game is done. We got our achievement. And, yeah. We made 3 Jerries. For those who don't know, Jerry is the nickname for the Unearth a Beast of Wrathful Stone beast on the Discord server. And hey, we technically did that in 5 turns. That felt like more than 5 turns. That's what I get for playing 4-handed, though. All right. Well, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys can go get this achievement. Have a lot of fun with it. You probably don't need quite as ridiculous a setup as this one to do it. But hey, we got to show off some of the ridiculousness of this combo at the same time. Have a good rest of your day, everyone. Bye.